Hey guys, what's up? I'm about to do a client today who is getting her roots touched up. So something pretty simple, but I thought I'd take you guys along with me today to show you just my process and everything that I do on a daily basis at work. So if you guys are interested, stay tuned and let's get started.
The first thing that I'm going to be doing is mixing up my lightener. I'm using Blonde Me by Schwarzkopf, which is my favorite lightener in the whole world. I've done this client's hair before, so I'm going to be using 1.5 scoops of lightener just because I know that's how much I'm going to need for her hair. So I'm going to be scooping that up. And then I'm going to be using 20 volume, just making sure that bleach is really saturated. And then these are my favorite whisks. I'm going to link these into the description box below, but these are by far my favorite things to mix up color with. I used to mix up with brushes all the time, and now I don't use anything else. So everybody's different, but I really like this to be my consistency for my lightener. I just feel like I'm able to saturate really well. I'm using a Fermar brush, my favorite, and then we're going to be adding some Olaplex as well. So today we're going to be doing a partial highlight, and basically that entails a mohawk section, as you can see right here, what I'm parting off right now, and then we're going to be doing 2 sections down the sides of the client's head, and then I'm also going to be giving her some really nice face framing pieces around her face, so that way she can feel extra bright and just refreshed. It's super important, as you can see, I'm going to be parting off a little bit more to the left than straight down the middle, and the reason behind that is because my client parts her hair more off to the left. So it is very important for every client you pay attention to the curvature and partings of their hair, so that way you can get them the results that they want with the partings that they have. I do want to talk about the combs that I'm using today. They will be linked in the description box below, but as you can see, I'm not going to be weaving the traditional way. I put the comb underneath the hair, push up, and it weaves for me. If you are a hairstylist that is looking for a new way to weave and to cut your time in half, you need to check out these combs. They are so awesome. I'm so glad I found them, and they're really cheap too. They're just off Amazon. They come in like a bundle pack of them, and they're really awesome. So anyways, I'm just going to be going up the mohawk section right now, feathering down into any banding that she has. She was a little bit darker a little while ago, and so we're just kind of breaking through some of that banding as well, trying to brighten up as well, starting to feather up into her roots. Okay, I am now finishing up her right side of foiling. I completely finished the mohawk section. I do want to say the last 2 to 3 foils that I did in the front were slices and not weaving. So I just took really thin slices and packed those in really tight. Everybody's head is going to be really different. So the right side of her head is going to have more face framing pieces than her left side, and it's just because the amount of hair and the difference that she has on each side. But as you can see, I'm just kind of feathering that bleach up, just making sure all of that banding is taken care of. As you guys saw earlier, that comb completely weaved for me, and it's been amazing. Again, like I said, it cuts your time in half. I swear it takes a minute to get used to, but it is so awesome. So I'm going to continue this pattern on the other side of the head, and then we'll meet back soon. Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about face framing pieces, specifically more towards moms who have just had babies. Anybody who's had a baby or has been close to someone who has a baby knows that there is 9 times out of 10 a thing called postpartum hair loss. So that's kind of what my client has right now. So we're just trying to get those really, really tiny, fine baby hairs that are sometimes hard to get. So if you have that problem and you feel like you can't maximize your blonding in those areas, I always suggest to do a root tap. Even if that client wants to be like a platinum blonde, I always suggest a root tap. It will just blend everything better, as you will see later in my video. But I'm just going to continue face framing these pieces. Like I said, every client, you kind of have to customize your blonding menu for them, just because nobody has the same shaped head usually. So I'm going to just be continuing my face framing here, just doing what I feel will look best on her. I am taking slices right here. There is no weaving because she does want a lot of brightness in the front. So I'm just going to be continuing this on this side. so now it's time for the root tap. As you guys can see, I put some conditioner in her hair prior to this. That just creates a barrier for me so I can make sure that there's no spots or bleeding or anything weird going on. The cool thing about root taps is A, you can do them at the bowl in wet hair, and B, you can really customize to any client's needs. So she still wants to be super bright, so I'm barely just tapping that onto her hairline just to give her a little bit more of a better blend. As you can see around her hairline, there's some spots I just didn't feel like I could quite get all the way saturated in a foil. So this is where root taps come in to save the day. They are so awesome to help blend and just kind of create a really seamless, beautiful look. So you guys can just watch as I do this. I'm going to go around exactly just where I did all of her foiling and just barely tap that in. So right here, I'm just going to be combing everything through about to her mid shafts just to make sure everything is blending well. Everything is going to be nice and seamless. I'm kind of going to be able to let that color touch her money pieces just a tiny bit to give them some dimension as well. And then afterwards, I'm going to be just showering off with some water the rest of that conditioner that's in the bottom of her hair that's kind of been that barrier for me. Toner on, and then we'll get her the rest of the way washed out and blow dried, and you guys will be able to see the after. Okay, you guys, here's the end result. It is absolutely stunning. We both are so in love with it. I knew that the root tap would have worked so well with her hair. You guys, root taps don't have to be dark. You don't have to have a really dark root in order to get a blended, good looking root tap. You can use a lighter shade and it gives you the same effect, just a little bit more of a blended look. And it's so awesome, so beautiful. When I turn her, you guys will be able to see some of those smaller money pieces that I threw in front for her, and it just is so great for her face shape. So anyways, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and make sure to like this video and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you on the next one.